Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to part 2, and welcome back to the channel. This is Michael, KE4EST, and we are going to line up this DYNALOAD DLR50-15-150 Alpha. I was going to make it one video, but it was getting so long, I decided let's just make it 2 videos. Okay, so I've got some instructions here. You can print them out off the internet. I've got everything back together. You can kind of see there, and I hope you can see the and playing with that. That's you can see everything good. Lighting's a little bit strange, I think, but I've got the camera kind of on an angle, but I want to be able to. I wanted you to be able to try to get everything in one shot here instead of setting up 2 cameras. So it's pretty straightforward to line this up, and then the manual just goes through and tells you about it and what it does and blah blah blah. I think somewhere in here there's even a there is theory of operation. Refer to the schematic diagram. AC power is applied through the cord, through the fuse, through the transformer. And it even tells you, what your voltages should be at different places. So it's, it tells you the first of the manual how to use it, and toward the end of the manual it's got the calibration and theory of operation and how to troubleshoot it. Well, I mean, not necessarily like set up your meter and go to this and that, but it's, for somebody who's knows what they're doing, it's still pretty straightforward. It tells you what your negative voltage should be, your positive voltage should be, and all that stuff. And it even says, like here at R12, it should be a certain voltage. On R13, other side of R13 should be a different certain voltage, and the junction of let's see, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty good. And we're going to focus on the calibration, which is really straightforward. And I am on the lapel mic, hoping to cut down some of the noise, because this has got a full-time fan that runs in it. Being that you got pass transistors, even at low amperages, you might want to run it for a while. Of course, I guess they could have put a thermal switch in it, but then that's something else to break, I guess. So hey, let's just run the fan all the time. But this was designed for a lab or something where there's noise going anyway. So all right, it starts right here. You can see here, and get up there. You can see that? See it good enough? Calibration procedure. With the DYNALOAD set for no load, turn this all the way down, no load. Place an external calibrated voltmeter across the input terminals of the DYNALOAD and program which I do. I've got this one here is reading current, and this one's reading voltage. But no, let's see, let's switch. Okay, oh, there we go. Program the input voltage to obtain 5, 10, and 15 volts respectively. With the voltmeter range, select your switch. S2 in the 6 volt position, and 5 volts applied. Adjust to R32. So now R32s, remember them blue potentiometers, those trimmer pots I was showing you. It's plainly marked up there. It says R32. If you've got one of these and you're following along, you're gonna see it. And just remember, this thing's gonna be turned on. It's plugged in the wall, so don't be, use common sense. Don't stick your fingers way down up under there and around, and especially around that transformer. You'll get you a buzz off that line voltage over there. Anyway, so it's saying R32 is 5 volts. So that's what we're going to do here. going to, well, I'm going to use this variable supply up here, I think. I'll use this one. We're going to turn it on. Let's see here. Alright, let's turn this on. Alright, everything's on. You can see we're at 1.5 volts, so let's bring that up to 5. Oop. Whoa, well, I thought I had it close enough, but 5.1, eh? That thing is touchy on this supply. Maybe I should use the other supply. Alright, that's close enough, 5 volts. Wow, really close. Okay, now you go here, and I know the camera's at an angle, so if you're doing this, you need to be looking straight on at it. And I can tell, and you can probably tell a little bit in the camera there, that it is not on 5 volts, just as I figured. Well, I already knew this from before using it for a while. You're like, man, this voltmeter ain't exactly right. So go to R32. Put that right on 5 volts, just like that. I know the noise may be loud, but I'll try to. That's why I'm trying to use this here. Okay, then it says put this on the 18 volts position, which is going to be the bottom scale, which is really going to be hard to see in the camera, but it goes from 0 to 18, and there's a 15 there, and it says set your supply to 15 volts and R34. So let's go to 15 volts. Alright, that's close enough. Let me get my glasses for this one. Wow, I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not. Maybe. At the angle, it's hard to see, I know. 15, it's reading almost 16 volts. So, R34. And we'll bring it right there. Let me shut that off to cut down some noise for a minute. I'm going to switch supplies here, because the next one is, let's put this on the 60 volt position. And where'd you go? Uh-oh. And apply 50 volts. So let's see here. Okay. We are on the, oh, we gotta go. This, I was making sure this is on 60 volts before I went up here. Alright, let's bring this on up to, that's just the meter letting me know that, hey man, you don't watch out, you'll get shocked. Okay, that's close enough to 50 volts. And wow, that is way off. That's R36. Okay, man. Alright, see, the 50 volts would be the 5 here, so I know it may be hard to see. I'm trying to get it right on it. I'm looking straight on it. It's got the mirrored background, so it'd be a lot easier to do. Quit that. Auto timer. Okay. So, It's right on it. I mean, right, the needle's laying right on there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try 40 volts. Just out of curiosity. It's close enough. Right on 4. And 30 volts. Close enough. Yeah, right on it. Not bad. Not bad. Let's do 20 volts. Yeah. It may be a needle's width higher. If for some reason you got something like this and you're working mostly with, you have to go to the 60 volt scale because you're working with 22 volts or, you know, whatever. It goes higher than this 18 volt scale. Or 25 volts, somewhere around there all the time. That's, you know, just what you just work with. Whatever you're doing a lot. You can, on this scale, take that R36 and adjust that if you want it to be perfect. But I mean, it's just maybe an, I know you can't tell on the camera, but I think I'm being too picky. Maybe a half a needle width's off, so that's pretty good. And that there settled down to pretty much 20 volts. Alright, so there's that. And it says Ammeter Calibrate. Use an external 5 volt source and an external ammeter for calibration, which we do right here. Turn the DYNALOAD adjust fully counterclockwise, which I've got, and set the mode selector switch to the constant current on 0 to 15 amp position. So it's off. 0, 3, 0, 15. Okay. With the ammeter range selector switch at 1.8. 1.8. Increase the load until the external ammeter is at 1 amp. And adjust to R38 so it reads 1 amp. Okay. So, oh, gotta turn it on first. Alright. Well, that's interesting. It's right on 20 now. I'm just going to leave it 20 volts and see what happens here. Alright, 1 amp is... See, this bottom scale is 0 to 18, so you're going to say that's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. We're going to go up to that where it's 10, if you can see that. We're going to be going to 10. Actually, I'm going to be going to 1 right here. Right. There's close enough. Okay, now we're drawing 1 amp. That power supply only dropped 0.03 of a volt. That ain't bad. Still not bad. Look at that. We're drawing 1 amp. Let's settle back off. Alright, R38's over on the very end. I know you can't see it, but or see it very well. Let's adjust that. Alright, right at 1 amp. Okay. And then it says to set this for 6 amps here and use an external meter and all that and adjust R40 until, or set it for 4 amps and then 10 amps up here, which I'm not going to do, but it's pretty self-explanatory because I don't have it hooked to a power supply that'll go, that only goes up to 2 amps. That's convenient right here, but I mean, that's pretty much it. Now we got amperes per volt calibration and current calibration, you know, for some of the other features and stuff. and all that, but it's pretty self-explanatory here, and I want the video to get a whole lot crazily longer. I can turn that noise off, but anyhow, well, that's right on 20 volts, dead on it. I don't know, it looked like it was a needle width off before, but now it's just right smack on it, and you don't have to have this on for the meter to read. Huh, very interesting. Alright, well, I hope you've enjoyed this introduction or whatever about this DYNALOAD, and hope it maybe helps somebody out. It's got one of these, wants to align it or go through it or whatever. And you know, if this chip up here goes out or something, or you're not getting any voltage in the output when you're doing your other things, or you can't get something to work right, and check your voltages, that's just a 723. That the one that's in there's a Motorola part number MC723, but you can same pin out for LM723, which is hard to find anymore. I think they quit making them. The let's see, the LM723s, they got the UA723, I think is what they got now. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. I'll say it's 73. This is Michael, KE4EST.